A confessed killer in a high-profile Warwick murder dies less than a year after getting out of prison.
What a story. Now, but for his pang of conscience confession, the wrong man might still be locked up. As the I-Team's Brian Crandall reports, new information tonight. Brian?
Patrice, Todd Barry spent 22 years in prison for the murder of Victoria Cushman. Providence police tell me Barry apparently died in his sleep, nothing suspicious, last week at the age of 68 while living in transitional housing. But someone else's name is more associated with the murder in 1989, the cop who was wrongly convicted. Todd Barry got out of prison in August, nearly 22 years after he went to Rhode Island State Police with a stunning confession in 2002.
They did a horrible thing to this poor girl. She didn't deserve to die.
Barry told investigators he was drunk and high when he killed Victoria Cushman 13 years earlier at her Warwick home. He said the two had a relationship and got in an argument when he hit her with a fire extinguisher.
I never, ever intended to kill this girl.
Barry's confession set free Jeffrey Scott Hornoff.
I was grateful he came forward. He could have kept his mouth shut and I would have still been in prison instead of talking with you.
Hornoff was a Warwick police detective who became a suspect because he had an affair with Cushman. He always maintained he didn't kill her, though, but years after the murder, Hornoff was convicted and went to prison in 1996, spending 6 years behind bars until Barry came forward. Hornoff talked to me today from his home out of state.
My feelings are that maybe the guilt and remorse that he felt when he came forward to confess just really never left him, and maybe that just took its toll on him.
What do you think about the time you spent in prison wrongfully and he was free?
What I most think about is what my family went through. I try not to dwell on it, but I still have some issues and some anger.
Hornoff says those feelings are more for the investigators and the judge for their roles in sending him to prison. For Barry, Hornoff had unanswered questions. The two exchanged letters after they traded places in prison. They even discussed meeting, but that didn't happen.
The main thing I wanted to know was what really happened that night, because his story, even though he told things that only Vicky's killer would have known, his story didn't add up to me.
I spoke with one of Victoria Cushman's brothers, but he did not want to comment on Barry's death. I'm Brian Crandall, NBC 10 News.